Hello everyone. Let us start our next topic from our chapter Light, Reflection and Refraction. Last time we had done image formation by convex mirror, uses or applications or where it is useful, concave mirror and convex mirror, both the mirrors we had done the uses. And now before doing the sign convention or the numerical related with the mirror, I would like to go for refraction. First we will do refraction, then we will do the image formation in case of lenses, and then I will start your numericals from mirrors and lenses. There is a reason behind that, you would come to know about that later on. Okay, so let's start our next topic, that is refraction. You must have heard about this term refraction. Refraction is the bending of light rays, you can say, in simplest language to explain refraction is the bending of light ray, or in another word, why this refraction takes place, or what is refraction. When the light travels from one medium to another, then there is a change in direction of light. That change in direction of light is known as refraction. When we look at something, children, all the time the light is traveling into air. But if something is lying, when you view something lying in water, suppose there is a pond and by mistake you have dropped, that is not very, like you can say, deep, it's shallow and water is very clear and you want to look into that. In that case, the light coming from the sun or any other light source is entering from air to water. So when the light enters from one medium to another, then this is called the speed of the light changes, or there is a change in the direction of the light. Then there is a or you can say the light bends. This is known as our refraction. Suppose in the lab you have to do one experiment, that is refraction through a glass slab or refraction through a prism. These two experiments are there in your syllabus, which we will do later on. Now first let us talk about in case of glass slab, children, or in case of prism, the light is traveling from air to glass. One medium is air and the second medium is glass. The light is again will bend or it will change its direction because of the change in medium. When the light travels from one medium to another, then there is a change in the direction of the light, or the light bends. This bending of light or the change in direction of light is known as our refraction. Now, see, in this case I have drawn the diagram. What happens in this case? This is a glass slab. The light is entering from air. The light is entering from air. Now at this interface you can see the light is entering into glass. This is a glass slab. Light is entering into glass slab. Again from glass slab it is moving back. Let me draw it again, children. It will be easy. This is a glass slab. A ray of light is coming like this, incident on this surface of the A, B, C, D. On the surface of AB it is incident. Now when it will enter the glass slab, it is going like this. And again when it is coming out of the glass slab back into the air, again it has gone like this. See, there is a change in direction of light. This change in direction of light is known as refraction. Why this refraction takes place, children? First question. Why this happens? Why, if it was not the glass slab, otherwise if it would have been the same medium only, suppose it is a mirror, light hitting the surface from the air and getting back into the air. The light is not at all bending, it is simply reflecting back, the bouncing back. But here, in case of lens, or you can say any other transparent medium, when the light enters from one medium to another medium, then there is a bending of light. This bending of light is known as refraction. Here what happens, children? Refraction is different because this happens. What is the cause of refraction? The cause of refraction is the speed of light is different in different media. When the light is traveling from air to air, medium is same, so there won't be any bending of light, so there won't be any change in direction of light, so there won't be any refraction, there will be reflection. When the light is entering from one, in case of glass light, it is entering from one medium, that is air, to another medium, that is glass. So as the light is entering in different medium, speed of light is different. The speed of light for traveling is different in different medium. This is the cause of refraction. What is the reason behind why the speed of light is different in different media? Now again another question. The speed of light is different in different media because some of the media are optically rarer and some are optically denser. Optically rarer medium is that medium in which light finds it easy to travel. Optically denser mediums are those medium in which light finds little difficult to travel. So when that is why the speed of light is different in different media. Now you have to keep one more thing in mind. When a ray of light enters into optically rare medium, it bends away from the normal and vice versa. In this case, what does this line mean? Children, pay attention to this line. When a ray of light enters into optically rarer medium, it bends away from the normal and vice versa. These two words means when the ray of light enters into optically denser medium, it bends towards the normal. See, in this case, I'll draw the diagram here again. This is our glass slab. Light is incident like this, entering from air into glass. Now it has gone like this. Now it has gone like this. Now I will draw the normal. Normal is perpendicular, or you can say 90-degree angle. Use a proper scale I have to do, otherwise it's difficult to draw the diagram like this. See children, this is our normal. 90-degree here, again one normal we are going to draw. This is not a straight line, but it will be a straight line. I need to say perpendicular. Now what is the angle? This is incident ray. This is incident ray AB, B, C, D. Now in this case, the light is entering from air into glass. That is, air is optically rarer medium, glass is optically denser medium. When light enters from optically rarer to optically denser medium, then it will bend towards the normal. This is angle of incidence. This is angle of refraction. The angle made by incident ray with the normal is angle of incidence. The angle of refraction is angle made by, this is refracted ray with the normal is known as angle of refraction. And this is the emergent ray. The angle made by the emergent. Why its name is emergent? Because it is emerging out. The angle made by emergent ray with the normal is known as angle of emergence. So children, in this case, you can see the difference. This is the normal. This angle is comparatively smaller than this angle because in this case, the light has entered from optically rarer medium to optically denser. So, when light will enter from optically rarer medium to optically denser denser medium, it will bend towards the normal. And when light will enter from optically denser to optically rarer medium, it will bend away from the normal. So this is it means. So that is why there is a difference in the speed of light, or angle of incidence, angle of refraction and angle of emergent. If there wasn't, so okay, that I will explain later on. Now, if the incident ray is not falling obliquely on this glass slab or at the interface of two media, if it is not a glass slab, suppose it is water tank or something like this, if the ray of light is not falling obliquely at the interface of two media, if it falls normal, then what will happen? There won't be any refraction of light. What is the reason for not having refraction of light in this case? Because in this case, it is falling normal. So what is the angle of incidence? Angle of incidence is the angle made by incident ray with the normal. In this case, the angle of incidence is 0. Similarly, the angle of refraction is also 0. As angle of incidence and angle of refraction is 0, so or when the ray of light which is falling normally or falling perpendicular at the interface of two different media, there won't be any refraction of light. Reason behind this is that because at the interface of two media, the angle of incidence made with normal is 0. That is why there won't be any refraction. Or children, we can summarize it in another way also. Imagine when we look at the ray, we consider it as like this. Children, this is actually, ray is not like, it is not made up of one line. It is made up of this, like this. See, in this case, when the ray of light is falling, some portion of this light ray is entering here faster in comparison to this part of the ray. This part of the ray is hitting the surface earlier in comparison to this part of the ray. If I am not drawing the ray like this, if I am drawing the ray like this, if suppose this is not this is the ray and this is the interface. Now you can see in this case, this part of our light ray, if I zoom it, then you will see this part of the light ray has reached this surface earlier and this part has reached later at the interface. So this will enter earlier in comparison to this part. Because of this also you can say there is a bending of light. But if the ray of light is not falling obliquely, if the ray of light is falling like this, you can see the whole portion of a light ray is entering into the other media at the same time. When this part of the light ray will enter into the other media, at the same time only this part will also enter. So there is no bending of light rays in this case. This can also be explained for the refraction of light. Now children, let us switch over to what I have drawn here. There are the activities in your book which we need to see. Suppose there is you have taken a coin, you have kept, you are this, okay? Now listen. You have taken a coin, you have kept it into an empty glass tumbler. You keep it and just move away from the tumbler. Start moving away. Move up to that point from where now this coin is not visible to you. You have earlier, when you kept, you were here, now you have gone here, gone here, gone here. Now you have reached this position from where you cannot see this coin. You see, I have drawn the light rays and they are not entering the eyes. That means this coin is not visible. Now what happened? Ask one of your friends to pour water into this glass tumbler. When when there will be water in this glass tumbler, then what will happen? When there is water, children, you will see the light rays there, and there is a bending of light at the interface of water. The light rays are, let me draw it neatly. This is a glass tumbler, here was the coin, you were standing here. Now the light rays are not visible to you, they are not reaching your eyes. But what happens when water is filled in this glass tumbler? When there is water, at the interface of this water and the air, you will notice the light rays earlier which were straight, now because there is a change in medium, the light rays will bend. Now you will see these refracted rays are also not actually meeting anywhere. When we retrace the path of these refracted rays, you will see the image of the coin is formed here, and you will be able to see that this is the coin. But actually when you try to touch this to pick the coin up, you won't be able to pick it up because this is a virtual image of the coin. Why this is a virtual image? Because this image is formed by the, it is not formed by the actual intersection of the light rays. It is not made. Actually light rays have these, this was the light rays have gone, sorry, at this point they will bend. The light rays have gone like this, they have not intersected anywhere. So if they have not intersected anywhere, we won't be able to see the image. But when, how virtual images are formed, you have seen that. When the reflected rays are traced back, when these light rays are virtually traced back, we are able to see the image of the coin here. And when you try to touch the coin, you will touch, because you are seeing here, this is, according to you, this is a coin. When you try to touch here, you won't be able to touch it. Why? Because this is an image, this is not the actual coin, the actual coin is lying here. Same way, for a person, this happens because of the refraction of the light. If this type of question comes to you in the exam, then what will be the answer? The answer will be because of the refraction of light, and you will explain with the help of diagram. Now children, see, in this case, this is a pool of water. A viewer is trying to view from here. This is your eye, suppose. I am not drawing the whole person. Suppose the viewer is standing here, and this is the pool. The light rays at the interface, the light rays will bend, will move away from them. Fine? But this is two. But then this is without water. Now there is water. You will be able to see the apparent depth. This is the real depth of the pool. Real depth. Now what will happen? You will see that the bottom of the pool is here, not here. Why? Because this place is formed by, or this is the, here the image of the bottom of the pool is being formed. How? These are the refracted rays. When these refracted rays are traced back, this is our eye. Okay. This is our eye, children. Viewing from, person is viewing from here. Person is viewing from here. The eyes are very back. What drawing? Let me draw again. Person is standing here. This is the actual depth of the pool. Now, when the light rays will move like this from this area, they will reach the person like this. but these light rays have not intersected, they will away from the normal. They are moving, they are not moving like this. The angle has become different, wider. So there is a different angle. But when the path of these light rays, refracted rays, is traced back, I will draw a dotted line. Sorry, I have done a mistake here. Dotted line. When the path of these refracted rays is traced back, you will see that this is the, here these light rays are meeting. Here these light rays are meeting. It means you will see that this, according to you, the bottom of the pool is here. So this is the apparent depth of the pool. Apparent depth. It all happens, here is what? There is water everywhere. I have not drawn the water just to make the diagram clear. So this is the reason all these phenomena have take place because of the refraction of the light. So now let us do a recap here again. In this case, the light is entering from rarer medium, denser to rarer. As they are moving from rarer to denser to rarer, they will move away from the normal. They are moving away. When they are moving, but when the path of these refracted, which rays are gone away, refracted rays, when they are traced back, we will see that they are meeting at this point. Where these rays will meet after refraction, or virtually, we are making them to meet virtually, they are not actually meeting. When they, where these two light rays after refraction are meeting virtually, or where we have made them to meet virtually, that will be, according to our eyes, that is the bottom of the pond, or you can say pool. So according to our eyes, when viewing for a person from this height, for that person, the bottom of the pool is here. This is the apparent depth, but actually the bottom of the pool is here. This is the real depth or actual depth. Same way for the coin also. Person is standing here. Let me draw water. Suppose there is water. I am not drawing inside, there is water. Coin is actually lying it here. The person is trying to view the coin from here. The light rays from this coin are moving out. At this interface, they will move away from the normal because they are entering. But actually, they are not meeting anywhere. So what? When we retrace the path of these refracted rays, where these refracted rays will meet, there you will find the image of the coin. Now you see the image of the coin is not here, but it is here. Earlier the person was not able to view the coin from this position, but now the person is able to view the coin. The reason is refraction of light rays. Here is water everywhere, because of which refraction has taken place. So I hope children it is clear to you. Next time we will do one experiment of glass lab, that is included in your syllabus also. In lab manual also you have to do experiment. That experiment I will explain here how to perform. That is for our theory as well as for practical. So that's it for today, children. Thank you.